Hey everyone, it's Tony with Hidden Light Photography. Have you ever used SPCC and it gave you less than desirable results? Well, in today's episode of my updated PixInsight workflow series, I'm going to show you how to implement SPCC on the stars only. So if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. I don't want you to miss out on any valuable information. Now let's jump into PixInsight and look at my next updated PixInsight workflow video. Have you ever worked through your PixInsight workflow and when you're running SPCC, you end up getting results that are less than desirable, such as you like the color output of linear fit, but then you run SPCC and you get an image that looks like this. Well, today I'm going to walk you through my workflow using SPCC, but also overcoming a result like this. In today's video, we're going to be continuing on with my updated PixInsight workflow series, utilizing both my scripts as well as Seti Astro Scripts. And today, we're going to be working with IC 1805. Now, in the previous episode of my updated PixInsight workflow series, we introduced SPCC into the workflow. But as you saw a moment ago, sometimes SPCC may not give desirable results. And today, I'm going to show you how to still utilize SPCC to color calibrate your stars into their natural color, but also leave your nebula alone. Now, this image is a 6-panel mosaic, and it was taken with my Skywatcher 200p OTA, my Skywatcher EQ6R Pro mount, along with my ASI 2600 MC one-shot color camera and my Optolong L Ultimate filter. Now, if you haven't used my scripts yet and you're interested in them, they are free. Check out my website, hiddenlight-photography.com, and go to PixInsight scripts. They are free to download. The instructions will be there, along with tutorials on all of my scripts. I'll also have a link to them in the description of this video. So as you can see here, IC 1805 has a very heavy green cast. And it may not always be green. It can be blue, it can be red. It just depends on how your color channels are balanced, because this is due to an imbalance in your color channels. We're going to utilize linear fit in order to correct for this. And then we're also going to do an initial star correction. And to get started, we're going to go to Script, HLP, Astro Image Primer. And here we're going to go ahead and check star correction. This is going to utilize BlurXterminator to do the initial star correction for us. We're going to choose our image, in this case master joined, and then we're going to choose our reference type for linear fit. And this can be highest, middle, or lowest. In this case, IC 1805 has some faint dust that I want to try to bring out. So I'm going to use highest mean as the reference point for linear fit. I'm going to click execute, and the script is going to go ahead and separate the color channels, and it's going to measure the mean value. As you can see here, red was measured at 134, green 171, and blue 100. Since I wanted the highest mean, the script went ahead and chose green, which was 171. Once linear fit is done, the script will go ahead and recombine the color channels into a single RGB image. And then it'll bring up BlurXterminator and utilize correct only within BlurXterminator to do the initial star correction. Once the script is done, we'll be left with a color balanced image, which also has the star correction done. We'll exit out of Astro Image Primer, minimize our original image. We'll do a quick auto stretch. And we can see that the color channels have been balanced as the green cast is gone. And if we click back, we can see that the initial star correction has been done. Now we can go ahead and crop our image. This is important for background extraction as well as the initial star correction, because any issues at the edges of your image can affect the effectiveness of background extraction. You want to zoom in and inspect the edges, and you're looking for blotchiness, black areas, like signs of misalignment, things like that. Those are the pieces that can affect background extraction. Now, when I built this mosaic, I did already correct for that, but for demonstration purposes, we're going to go to Process, All Processes, and we're going to come down to Dynamic Crop. We'll go ahead and draw a cropping box within our image. And you want to make sure you can zoom in, and you can also, if you notice how my cursor changes here, you can also grab onto the edges and move them and ensure that your stacking artifacts are removed. And those are caused by rotational differences when you image over the course of multiple nights, how everything stacks and pre-processing, things like that. So we just want to make sure that they're gone. Once you have your cropping box where you want it, go ahead and click the green check mark. Sometimes you'll get a box that pops up. All that it's stating is that by continuing, you're going to lose your astrometric solution. And that's okay. I'm going to show you how to put that back in here in a couple of steps. We're going to exit out of dynamic crop. And you always want to go back in and double check the edges just to make sure that everything you're expecting to be gone is truly gone. Once cropping is done, we're ready for background extraction. We're going to go to Script, Seti Astro, Automatic DBE. Now, if you haven't used this script yet, or you have any questions, I do highly recommend checking out Frank's tutorial on Automatic DBE. He goes over the script very well. There's a lot of options here. I have found that in most cases, the default settings work very well. I'm going to go ahead and click Execute, and the script will go ahead and do the background extraction for me. It's going to leave me with a background model as well as an image that's had the background extracted. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the background model. I'm going to do an auto stretch on the image, and we can see here that the background is looking good. I'm going to exit out of the image that we were working on and then continue on with the background extracted version. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and I want to reduce the noise. I'm going to go to Process, All Processes, come down to Noise Exterminator, and you're going to want to set the denoise to a level that doesn't remove the noise, but reduces it. You always want to make sure to have at least a little bit of noise left. Noise is a good thing in moderation. So we're going to triangle, drag and drop, and Noise Exterminator is going to reduce the noise. And I already know on this image, 0.7 does a good job. If we zoom in a little bit more, we can see that the noise is still there very slightly. If I back up, you can see the original noise level. And if I go forward, we see that the noise is still slightly there. That's what we're looking for. You do want a little bit of noise. Now, if you need to go back and change the denoise setting, just click the back button in the top left of PixInsight, adjust your denoise setting, and then rerun it. So now that the noise reduction has been done, what we're going to do is we're going to reintroduce the astrometric solution. So we're going to go to Script, Astrometry, and we're going to go to Image Solver. And then we want to make sure that everything here is correct. Your declination, your right ascension, your date and time, latitude, longitude, make sure all of that is correct. We're going to go to search. I'm going to type in IC 1805. You'll type in whichever object you're working on, and we want to choose the closest one that we have. In this case, IC 1805. Click OK. I like to run off a focal distance, so make sure the information here is correct. Once you confirm, click OK, and the script is going to go ahead and reapply the astrometric solution. And sometimes it can take a moment or two to run. Once it's done, the astrometric solution is reapplied. That is important for SPCC to run. Now, this is the part where we would run SPCC. Instead of running SPCC right now, I want to make sure it does not affect the nebula, but applies the color calibration to the stars only. I'm going to go to Script, HLP, Star Console. I want to do the full star correction at this point, and that utilizes BlurXterminator. And then I also want to remove the stars. In this case, since I'm going to be putting the stars back in after I stretch the data, I'm going to use StarXterminator's unscreened stars. I'm going to choose my image, and then I'm going to click Measure Full Width Half Max, which will basically put the script into action. It's going to automatically extract the luminance. Since this is a color image, it's going to get the full width half max data, apply the full width half max data to BlurXterminator, run the full BlurXterminator process, and then it's going to utilize StarXterminator and unscreen the stars for me, leaving me a starless image and a star image. So now we're going to exit out of Star Console. We have our starless image and we have our stars image. For the meantime, let's minimize the stars, move them off to the side. And we're going to stretch the data here on our starless image. We're going to go to Script, Seti Astro, Statistical Stretch. And since this is a nebula that takes up a majority of the image, we can see here 0.25 is a good starting point, and what that's referring to is the target median. As we can see, default is 0.25. I'm just going to run this at default, so I'm going to click Execute. And our starless image is now stretched. I'm going to go to Process, All Processes, come down to Curves Transformation. I'm going to open up a preview, and what I'm going to do here is start with RGB/K. This is going to be contrast. I'm going to grab the bottom left quadrant and just drag that down a little bit. I'm going to grab the upper right quadrant, drag that up. The bottom left is going to affect the background, and the top right is going to affect the nebula. If we click on the preview button again, we see a before result. If we click on it again, we see after. And what you're looking for, real-time preview is before. If you click the preview button again, we now see real-time preview with the process name. This is after the adjustments. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this. I'm going to reset it. I'm going to grab the lower left quadrant, drag it down just a little bit. Grab the upper right quadrant, drag it up just a little bit. Just make sure that I like the adjustments that are going to go in. Accept. And I think I might accept that one more time, and I'm going to call that good. Next, I'm going to go ahead and adjust a little bit of saturation. Not a whole lot. See how this looks. Looking good. I'm going to accept that just for the purpose of the video. Exit out of Curves Transformation. Exit out of the preview. And our Starless image is ready to go. We just got it stretched. We adjusted the contrast and the saturation. Now what we're going to do is work on the stars. So what we're going to do here, we're going to run SPCC on the stars only image. This way it does not affect our nebula. We have the colors that we like, but we get the benefits of SPCC on the stars. So since we already applied our astrometric solution, what we need to do is get a background sample. We're going to go to Script, Seti Astro, and we're going to find background, click Search, and the script is going to find us an ideal location for the background and automatically open up a preview window for us. So we're going to exit out of Find Background, and we see here that the script automatically opened up a background. We're going to go into Process All Processes, and we're going to come down to Spectrophotometric Color Calibration. Always reset it just in case you have some work there from a previous project. We're going to select our sensor. We're going to select the filters. And if you need help with SPCC, I do have a tutorial on it. I'll put a link to that in the description of this video here. We're going to check region of interest, click from preview, and in the drop down, we're going to select the preview that Seti Astro Script opened up for us. We're going to click OK, triangle, drag and drop. And then SPCC is going to go ahead and run on just the stars. Keep in mind, all SPCC is concerned about are the stars. It doesn't really care about nebula, galaxies, or anything else that might be in the background. All it's concerned about is the stars and applying the true colors to every star in your image. Now, as you can see, SPCC has color calibrated our stars. Let me exit out of the console and SPCC. We'll go to Preview, delete all. And we have our stars color calibrated with SPCC, but our nebula has been left alone. So let's re-minimize our nebula and let's continue on with our stars. Next, we need to stretch the stars. And in order to do that, we're going to go to Script, Seti Astro, and you'll see two items here that you can do for stars. One is going to be NB to RGB star combination, and then the other one is star stretch. Now, since this image was captured using a dual narrowband filter, the Optolong L Ultimate, I'm going to use NB to RGB star combination. This allows me to get or hold a true RGB star look, even though I used a dual narrowband filter. So for the one-shot color, I'm going to choose my stars image. I'm going to apply a star stretch, and I want to show the preview. And what this is going to do is it's going to use pixel math in order to utilize or obtain a RGB look using the dual narrowband data. Now, when we look at stretch factor, the default is 5. And we can adjust this. And what this does, let's go ahead and bring this up to 6. And let's refresh the preview. And you're going to see that it's going to make the stars a little bit more prominent. So you can adjust the stretch factor to fit exactly what you're looking for in the image. I'm going to use 6.5, and you can also adjust the color boost. I like to use default on this, on the color boost, and I'll adjust the stretch factor depending on what I'm looking for. If I have a very heavy star field that just kind of overtakes the nebula or the galaxy, I'll tend to use a lower stretch factor. If I want to increase the prominence of the stars. I'll increase the stretch factor. So I'm going to go ahead and execute this as is for the purpose of the video. And this is going to leave me with stretched stars that have a natural RGB look and have been color calibrated with SPCC. So now we need to combine these, and in order to do that, we're going to go to Script, HLP, Stars Back, and since I used unscreened stars, I'm going to have unscreened stars selected. For my DSO image, I'm going to choose my DSO image, which is going to be the Astro Image Primer underscore highest underscore ADBE underscore star console. For my stars, I want to choose NB to RGB underscore stars. Make sure you choose the correct one. If we were to choose this image right here, that's going to be the wrong image. That's the non-stretched version. So since we used NB to RGB stars, we want to make sure we choose that. Click execute, and we have our final image. So I hope you found this video useful, and if you did and want to help support the channel, check out that join button and consider joining a Hidden Light Photography membership. There's lots of perks in it for you, and your support helps me bring you more content. Another way you can help support the channel is by checking out my High Point Scientific affiliate link if you're in the market for some new gear. Also, do me a favor, that channel icon that popped up, hit that channel icon and subscribe. I don't want you to miss out on any valuable information. Drop a comment in the comment section. Did you find this video useful? Do you have any questions? And then check out that next video. Until the next time, clear skies.